The past few weeks have been exciting for me in GameCube collecting. I have 16 more games, a console, and a memory card, so there's lots to discuss. Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel Nintendo Collecting. I have 5 different pickups that I'm going to talk about, so all of this was not done in one purchase this time around. I do have my most recent GameCube pickup video. There's a link in the card up in the top right hand corner where I spent $360 and got over $1,000 worth of GameCube games. In this situation, I think I spent roughly $200 to get everything, but there is one really good trade included in this essentially as well. So just keep that in mind. Roughly $200 to get everything. And let me know if you have any really good deals in your area that you've been finding. So most of these I bought locally, but some of them I did buy on eBay because it's hard to stop buying on eBay right now, especially during with what's going on in the world. So first up, I'm going to build up to the best thing. I'm going to build up to the trade. So first of all, I bought 4 games locally for, I think it was 15 bucks. So $15 for 4 games. Need for Speed Underground 2, Black Label. This one comes complete with the instruction manual. I love the Need for Speed games. It's just part of my childhood. They're not the best games, but I really enjoy them. I love Need for Speed Carbon and Most Wanted, and I only played a little bit of Underground 2. So Black Label in pretty good condition. Love to add that to my collection. Next up is FIFA Street 2. I like these kinds of games. This is made by EA. However, it's a fun game. We have Ronaldo on the cover here. I was a big soccer fan growing up. I used to always watch Manchester United was my team because they were on TV, and I used to watch that with my father. And I really enjoy playing soccer. I played at a very high level for years. So FIFA Street's nice. FIFA Street 2. The next game, I don't know if I'm going to keep this in my collection, but it was part of the 4 games for 15 bucks. So this is WW Day of Reckoning. Let me know what your thoughts are on these types of games, the fighting games. And they were really popular on the N64. I'm not sure if I'll keep this. I'm not going for a complete GameCube collection. I think there's way too much shovelware on the system to get every single game for me personally, but I am trying to get at least the top 100 games. The games I want to play for the rest of my life, or the games that are rare, I think, that are just fun to collect. Next up, this is The Sims Busting Out. I already have this, so this is up for trade. This one doesn't even have the manual. It's not worth that much money, but to get all 4 of these, I was probably willing to pay $15 just to get the 2 I needed, Need for Speed Underground 2 and FIFA Street 2. So these 2 are kind of free trading pieces is the way I want to see it. If I can make back my $15, by the way, with these 2 games, basically I'm getting these 2 for free. So that was my thoughts there. So that was the first pickup. Altogether, $15, really good deal. Just going to move these over a little bit. So that was pickup number 1 out of 5. Pickup number 2 was at my local game store. It's actually just out of my hometown, so it was roughly maybe a 20-minute drive. And I was just there, I was in town already visiting a friend, and they had games, and they had buy one, get one 50% off. So I got one of the rarer games for the GameCube. This is Lotus Challenge, made by Ignition Entertainment. This is quite a rare game on the console. For me, a rare game is if you go on eBay and try and find it, there's only a handful of copies or almost no copies. So like Mario Parties, they're all over eBay, but Lotus Challenge really isn't. So I found this one locally, it was complete. I was pretty excited when I spotted it because finding rare GameCube games in the wild is always lots of fun. This game isn't that great at all, but you're only racing Lotus cars, by the way, in this. I just thought because it's so rare, if I can find it for a really good deal, I might as well pick it up before prices start to climb for it. So I got that, and then because I got 150% off, I found Star Wars Rebel Strike. This is the limited edition preview disc. This one has you playing the Star Wars original game, playable though on the Nintendo GameCube, which is really neat. There's no manual in this. You can comment below if you know. Is it supposed to have a manual or not for this bonus disc? Sometimes bonus discs don't have anything, but it's weird how it doesn't even have like an insert for the health and safety or anything like that. But I bought both of them. They were, I think after the deal, they were less than $7 each with tax. So that's exactly where I was trying to find these games at that price point, especially Lotus Challenge for such a cheap price. They were asking, I think, $9 for it, but when you buy one, get one half off with tax, roughly $7 each. So that's a really good deal so far for all of those. Those were the best deals I found. Then also locally, I'm so tempted to buy stuff, even if it's not the best deal, just because I'm finding it, and I can drive there, and I can buy it with like a porch pickup or just do e-transfer online, and I'm saving the shipping and the import fees, and I'm really just the thrill of finding something locally. So on one of the local ads, I found Batman Dark Tomorrow. And the way, or the reason why I was getting this is because one of my friends said that this is his childhood. He loves the Batman. He loves Batman games and everything around Batman. So he mentioned this game. There's several Batman games for the console, but this one in particular, what I was a little bit sad by was after I got this, I asked, is it complete? He said yes. Like, does it have all the inserts? But it only has the manual. There's also supposed to be this exclusive limited edition comic inside that this did not come with. So I'm going to have to find that at some point and try and complete that. So I got this, but what did I have to get with it in order to get it? I also got Metroid Prime. So Metroid Prime is complete in box. I already own this one, so getting both of these together for $35, I thought I couldn't pass it up, especially to get that one. So this is now a trading piece. By the way, the Metroid Prime games, I'm making a prediction that there's so much room for these to go up in value because they're only like $25 US for this. Like, that's the going rate probably for this right now. It's probably going to go up, especially with Metroid Prime 4 already having been announced. I know it was delayed, it went back in production time and everything, and it's going to take a lot longer for the game to hopefully come out maybe next year. I don't think it's coming out this holiday. But Metroid Prime Trilogy, that would be so cool if they ported that Wii game of all 3 Metroid Prime games over to the Nintendo Switch. That's something I would really want. And I think the Metroid Prime games for the GameCube might get a little bit of a boost in price probably, or go up. The Pikmin games are already more expensive than them, and Metroid Prime games used to be like $5 each, so they're going up in value a little bit anyways. That's a good trading piece though. Alright, another thing locally, this one I bought out of guilt. So there's a story behind this. One of my friends told me all about the Lost Kingdom games. He said Lost Kingdom 1 and 2, but especially 2 is pretty rare. You should try and pick those up. And very recently, if you watch that local, the GameCube pickup that I had for $360 and got 24 games, I got Lost Kingdoms 1 and 2. So when I saw this locally for, I think it was American, it would be like 20 bucks. I had to get it. That's probably just slightly a good deal, but my buddy said he wants these games, and then I found them in a lot, and I kind of felt guilty. So I'm kind of hunting for Lost Kingdoms 2 now, so I can help him get them. This one does come complete, so my buddy's gonna be happy. He knows who he is, so I'm not sure if I told him yet that I found this for him, but if you're watching, hey, you know this is for you, so that's pretty exciting. These games are very collectible, but Lost Kingdoms 2 is like triple the price compared to Lost Kingdoms 1. It's also more rare. So this one I got from my friend, almost out of guilt, and the fact that it was a really good deal, and I saw it, and I just thought, I'm going to jump on that and get it for him. Alright, next up are games that I bought off eBay. I don't enjoy buying on eBay compared to in person. It's just, again, there are some rare games for the GameCube that I would prefer to get now. Hopefully I can get them for under $20 with shipping before they go up. And they might never go up, I could be wrong, but just in case, I might as well spend the $20 now rather than, if I'm wrong about one of them and I don't get them and it goes up to like $60, I'd feel really bad. So the first one is Amazing Island, made by Sega. This one, it says right here, imagine, build, and collect your own monster creations. I'm intrigued by this. I like Sega. I've always been a fan of them. I started gaming on the Sega Genesis with Sonic 2 way back when in my home, and I was playing Mario at friends' houses until I bought the N64 at some point. But I'm buying this in good faith, and I wanted to try it out because someone online recommended you should try and pick up Amazing Island. It's a pretty rare game for the console. I don't think it's as rare as Lotus Challenge is. I think that's a little bit more rare than Amazing Island, but still, pretty hard to find. So I thought I'd get that for under $20 with shipping included. And then I also got Smashing Drive. This is a Blockbuster copy. It says right here. I do miss Blockbuster. There's one Blockbuster, I think, left in North America, somewhere in the US. Let me know if you know where it is. So this one does come complete, but because it's from Blockbuster, it has writing on the manual and writing on the disc. It's a harder game to find, but it's not that expensive. So I think this one was like $15 or $20 with shipping. And from Namco, I thought I would just take the risk and get this. Maybe if I really like the game or if I enjoy it, then I will try and get a mint copy at some point, or otherwise I might trade this away. So the jury's out on this one. I just know it's kind of rare, so I thought I would pick it up. Next up are 2 Disney sports games. So Disney Sports Football, not in the best condition, but at least I found it, and Disney Sport Skateboarding. So the Disney sports games, you can kind of think of them as akin to Mario sports games, where they are a lot of fun, but not many people know about these. They're made by Konami. There are 4 of them. In addition to skateboarding and football, there's also soccer and basketball. For some reason, basketball is an insane price, and soccer is getting to be insane, and these two are still pretty reasonable. I don't know what makes the other two games so much more expensive, because all of them are pretty rare games. I don't even know if basketball's the rarest one. I'm not really sure, but it's certainly the most expensive right now. Maybe it's the best one. I don't know. So if you know more information about these games, feel free to let me know. I thought I would get them before the trend happened, basically. So I bought these for $20 to $25, and it sucks because this one's in good shape complete, but this one isn't. I can open this up and take the sleeve out, though. So if I take the sleeve out, now this sticker and the block no longer have to be on there. So I'm trying to find some, I guess, empty GameCube cases. You can change everything on the GameCube cases. You just have to be careful because some GameCube games do have a certain insert that's specific to the case itself, and it might have something in here. So this copy's not great. No manual, nothing on here, but I thought I would at least pick it up at the price I found it because it was such a good deal, and I really want to try these out. And if I like them, I'm going to keep them in my collection. If not, I'm going to eventually trade them away because I'm trying to only keep games that I want to play or games that I guess are fun to collect and pretty rare. So this brings me to the most exciting thing. This brings me to the fact and the story of how I got Pokemon Colosseum bonus disc. This is a special gift that you can get. You can get the Pokemon, the legendary, I think, Jirachi. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm all about Generation 1 Pokemon, by the way. I know all of those so well, but I don't know many of them afterwards. We have Umbreon and Espeon on the front here, though. So this, I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I think this might have been a pre-order bonus if you got Pokemon Gale of Darkness, or Pokemon Colosseum, rather. If you pre-ordered Pokemon Colosseum for the GameCube, of course, maybe you got this, or my other thought is maybe this was in stores so that you could go in and get the special gift. I don't really know. Just like Pokemon Box, this isn't even a complete game, but it is one of the rarest discs on the console. It's selling for over $150 US. So how did I get this? The story behind this is I had something up for trade. So I had Pokemon Heart Gold complete in box, not this one, but I had a double of it that I got in a set or a lot a year ago, roughly. So that double, I was holding on to it for a while, but my buddy, my best friend Jordan, he was looking at it and he really wants to get one that's mint. The one that I have that was a duplicate, it was in extremely good shape, but it did have a sticker from Zellers on it, and it had a rip in the box. But other than that, it had absolutely everything, including the Pokewalker. So I had that up for trade and for sale on various social media sites and things like that. And someone finally messaged me and they said, "Do you want to trade for some GameCube stuff?" I said, "Absolutely. Like, show me what you got." So in the picture of what he had was this, and this is what I was really after with the trade, but we were trying to make the trade relatively even using the games that he had. So I really wanted this, and he put a value of that, I think at $150, but then if he was trading stuff, he would maybe value it a bit lower. So he also put up in the trade Mario Party 4. Now this is exciting to me because this one comes complete in box, and this is in better condition than the Mario Party 4 that I already have. So the one that I have is going to be swapped out for condition upgrade, and I'll have this available to trade. And then also he had Mario Party 7 just to make the deal a little bit more even, and there was a little bit of cash involved to make it more smooth transaction. So this one does not have the manual. It has an insert and the health and safety booklet and the disc. So I have this now, I guess, available for trade, which makes things a lot easier when you're trading away big games like the Mario Parties. Everyone always wants the Mario Parties, I feel like, on the GameCube. By the way, the Pokemon Colosseum, I got some questions about it, but I have this insert here that is the Wish Maker, it says, and I have the health and safety booklet, but there's no other manual for this. So I'm not sure if this ever did come with a manual or anything else for this bonus disc, but this was something that I never thought I would get or collect. I just didn't even think that this was on my radar because I wasn't really willing to pay this much money to get one of the bonus discs that's not even a game for the GameCube, but once I saw it as trade bait, I had this up for a while for sale and it wasn't really going, and once I saw this, I thought, let's do this trade, let's make this happen. This is probably the only way I'm ever going to get this item, is through a trade. So that's pretty cool. So those are the 16 games, of which I don't need all of them, but now I have some trade bait, which is kind of neat. So the games that I need are Need for Speed Underground 2, FIFA Street 2, WW Day of Reckoning, not sure if I'll keep that though, Lotus Challenge, the Rebel Strike bonus disc for Star Wars Rogue Squadron 3, Dark Tomorrow from Batman, Amazing Island Smashing Drive, Disney Sports Skateboarding, Disney Sports Football, and I need the Pokemon Coliseum bonus disc. And the other stuff's available for trade. By the way, I also found a system locally. So I found a system which is the Platinum Silver color. I paid for this 10 to 11 US dollars to get it. I used to be able to find GameCubes for that price all over the place. Maybe $20 with the cords and with the controller. This one is just the deck, just the console deck itself with nothing else. The reason why I'm getting a few more of these, because I love displaying the GameCube jewels that you see back here, the faceplates essentially. I like displaying them in a console rather than just putting them down on the ground. They look way better when they're in a system on display. So that's why I picked up this, especially at that price point, especially when it doesn't have the cords or anything else. It was exactly what I was looking for. So I was really happy to get that as well. And the last item, which was really neat, in my local game store, something you don't see very often, this is a factory sealed memory card 251. I wasn't sure if I had this, so I saw it in the local store. It was just under $20, and I decided, well, let me go home and see if I have it. I already have the memory card 1019 factory sealed. It's white, but I don't have this one. I'm not really sure why I collect some stuff that's factory sealed for the GameCube and for the N64, but for all of the other systems, I don't really have many accessories factory sealed. I'm not sure. I guess that was my childhood and I'm the most nostalgic for it. So I have a lot of the accessories factory sealed for the Nintendo GameCube, and I decided to get this. So I went back to the store a few days later and I picked it up, which makes it really neat. So all of this in total, I ended up spending $200, and I traded away my duplicate of Pokemon Heart Gold to get all of it. It's definitely worth a lot more than that, and the vast majority of these games I need to have in my collection, so that's really exciting. Comment below if you had any really cool pickups recently, or if you have any questions about the games. Some of these are pretty rare, by the way, so the ones that I think are pretty hard to find, but they're not necessarily good: Lotus Challenge, Smashing Drive, Amazing Island, and the Disney sports games you just don't see all that often, and Dark Tomorrow I don't see that often. This is the rarest one though, the Pokemon Coliseum bonus disc. Feel free to fill that like bucket. I did hit 100,000 subscribers. The silver play button is in the mail, so that means that video is coming in hopefully less than 2 weeks' time, which is really exciting. Stay safe, everyone. Go collect them all, and keep smiling while gaming. Thanks for watching.